Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing a review of an anthology film from South Korea, Korean language English subs, released in the year 2012, directed by Pil-Sung and Jee-woon Kim, and this film is called Doomsday Book. So Doomsday Book is an anthology. You've got three stories that are events leading up to the catastrophic event. So the first film centers upon this guy who is throwing out his rubbish. In his rubbish there is something that leads to a zombie outbreak. The second film is set in a Buddhist temple, and within the monks is a robot. Now this robot, the company have invented robots to serve humans, but this robot has thoughts and feelings of his own. Therefore, he gets curiosity of the company. They want to terminate this robot because they feel that a robot with its own thought processes is a grave threat to humankind. And then the last story is this young girl is on the internet. She's ordering something for her father, but the object she's ordering is going to have a lasting impact on Earth's demise. So all three of these stories are similar in the theme of apocalypse, and to prevent myself from giving away too much, if you want to know how the movie unfolds, please go out there and see this film for yourself. Now my thoughts on Doomsday Book. This is a movie I was eagerly anticipating. It actually came out fairly late here in Australia, and it was quite expensive as well, so I wasn't quite prepared to spend so much money on it. But when it finally came down in price, I was super psyched up to see this film for the simple fact that Jee-woon Kim was a part of it. Now Jee-woon Kim, for those of you who don't know, directed I Saw the Devil, Bittersweet Life, The Quiet Family, Tale of Two Sisters, Good, the Bad, the Weird. All these films are absolutely fantastic. I think he's the best director to come from South Korea in recent years. So for that reason, I really wanted to see. That was the biggest draw card. Then you've got Pil-Sung, who is a fantastic director also, but I haven't seen his film of Hansel and Gretel, but I've been told that it's pretty good. So you've got two very good filmmakers making an anthology of films, and I thought if it was done properly, it would have been very memorable. Now there are positives to the film, and the positives being is that it's very thought-provoking. It is a movie about religion, it's a movie about technology, how we've come to rely on technology, and it's a movie about, taking for granted what the world is, basically treating Mother Nature horribly in the thought that it's not going to come back and hit us hard. But this movie does show you that the laziness of humankind, basically we're contributing to our own destruction. And I thought it's a film that does make you think. It has religious undertones as well. It does symbolise things in the Bible. So it is a movie that does take on a lot, and I thought it was a very ambitious project. But unfortunately for me, Doomsday Book didn't quite deliver, because I thought that if three of these films were feature films, they would have been very, very good. But unfortunately, it actually feels like there are two directors who are feature film directors who aren't quite really well known in the short film directing. Now, the formula for a short film, you get straight into the meat and potatoes of it very, very quickly. You get to the good stuff because you've got no time to waste, because it's over very soon. But in this movie, it feels like it's a feature film that has just been cut a little bit, and it doesn't have that formula of a start, middle, and finish. It actually feels like the build-up is too long for a short film, and then when you get to the good stuff, it's over. So you're thinking to yourself that there was so much room for improvement, there was so much room for expansion, that it doesn't quite hit you with something that was worthwhile. And in the end, it comes up as a film that was a little bit pointless, and you think to yourself, why did I bother? Because it just doesn't seem to go anywhere. And that was the biggest disappointment, because I felt that I wanted a lot more from these directors. Jee-woon Kim especially, being such a great director, it just felt like he was very lethargic in his piece. And the other director too, it just felt like they were very lethargic. They didn't really know how to control a short film, and as a result of that, it just comes across as nothing. Yes, there are thought-provoking material in the film, and that's going to make you create a discussion, but it's not gone into enough, because it was just a film that felt like, the build-up was too long, and they were trying to create something and it just didn't quite work. So it would have been better if they condensed it to a very short first, middle, last. But they don't do that. It actually feels like just a long scene, and it just doesn't quite hit you with the impact that they want to hit you with. And I thought the ingredients there were, the ingredients for a good South Korean film were there. I thought the quirkiness in the humour was there. I thought the acting was good, the script was good. It was actually quite funny. If I had to pick a favourite segment, I would say the second segment was the favourite. It was probably pretty much the only polished piece. I thought that really got the idea of a short film more than the others, because I thought the first film, it takes a while to get to the zombie outbreak, then it's over, and you're supposed to get a connection with the two characters, but it doesn't quite work because they don't have enough screen time because it's a short film. And then the last one, I like the idea. It was a really wacky idea, craziness, but then at the end you just think to yourself, well, I wanted a little bit more from that as well. So the problem with the anthology part of the film is that it doesn't quite come together as one overall story. A lot of films, anthologies, they tie it up and they intertwine all three stories to make one big story, but this movie doesn't do to it. So it actually feels like just three random stories with the vague similarity of apocalypse just put together in order to make an anthology film that is supposed to come across as somewhat thought-provoking. But for me, it didn't quite match it because it just didn't. It ran out of time. It didn't feel like these directors are comfortable in short films. And I also would have liked it if it was just one sole director. Now, you know, the saying that, you know, sport teams don't have two captains, countries don't have two presidents, because you need one focus. And I thought that the film had a few other sort of focus points and that they didn't quite gel together. It seemed a little bit disjointed. So either it was Jee-woon Kim or Yim, I thought that if either one of those directors took control on their own, it would have been a lot better because it would have had a similar style. But for all three movies inside this anthology, they feel very different from each other, and therefore you don't get quite grasp the idea that this is an anthology. It's just three random films, as I said, with the vague similarity of an apocalypse that just doesn't quite work, and in the end it does fall apart, and I was bitterly disappointed. I wanted a lot more from this film, but unfortunately I just didn't get it. So it's not one of the most memorable Korean films out there. I would probably say pass up the opportunity to see it, and as a result of that, I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. Alright guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.